Isaac, we begin with you.
Yes, well, the way we have to address this debt is to first of all try to negotiate a better deal with the Nova Scotia government here. And I find myself with no political baggage, and I also find myself with no other strings attached like Pinocchio. I feel I'm in a real good position to meet with the Premier and his staff. I'm in an excellent position, actually, to meet with the Premier and his staff to negotiate that. Since I've been, like I said before, I've spent a lot of my life negotiating. So that's one thing. Once we get our entitlements, well, we'll be able to work from there. In the meantime, we can concentrate on developing the area by developing the north and south sides of the port. And what? Anyway, that's the main thing now is to work on the equality of the payments that are supposed to be coming to the CBRM. That's a big thing.
Thank you very much, Wilf Isaac. Yeah. I spared you the bell that time, Wilf. I was just waving. Cecil Clark, 1 minute from Cecil Clark on the debt.
Well, Rolly, you and I think every other citizen's worried about our financial situation and how best we deal with that. And we have to deal with not just the debt, but the underfunded pension liabilities for employees' pensions that they need to have security for the future, the labor agreements we have, the operational requirements in so many areas. And to do that means we need to open up the budget process for the CBRM. And to open that budget process up with new councillors that they consult in their district, and we have a 2-day session that is provided for the public to come forward and say what their budget priorities are. And that's why I also believe we deal with worst first issues, so we're putting resources to fix problems rather than put Band-Aids on, and that we grow revenues, the development and working with the province for a one-stop shop, so people can have an ease of business, so we grow revenues because tax burden is not something people can take more of. And to do that means we've got to increase revenues, and we have a great opportunity by being the most business-friendly community to do business and making sure we're dealing with ports and community projects in tandem.
Rankin McSween.
The debt is an incredibly serious issue. $100 million is an awful lot of money. It imposes quite a constraint on this community. The fact is, the reality is, other mid-sized and small communities right across this country are dealing with this same issue. What further complicates our situation is we are losing the equivalent of the population of Lewisburg every year in outward migration. Our tax base continues to contract. Clearly, the only way out of this is we've got to grow this economy. We've got to turn this around. We've got to find a new way to do that. The old ways aren't working anymore. That's what my plan is about.
Glenn Jessam, 1 minute to speak on the debt.
With all due respect, if you think you hate me now, you're going to hate me more. I used to teach mathematics, and I'm actually peer-reviewed by the Annals of Mathematics at Princeton, and I like numbers. $105 million debt has been thrown around as fear-mongering to try to get your vote. We have 100,000 people. That's roughly $1,000 per head. Look at the average person's household debt and see if it's that nice. When you put in car payments, house payments, the average person, you know, I shouldn't say the average person, I don't know the numbers, and I don't like to make them up, but if I were to guess, I would say the average household might be in debt $100,000 by their mortgage and their car payment. We have a manageable debt, okay? And we have ways to get equalization up. We have ways to cut waste. The lawyers and the consultants where I would start, but it's a manageable debt, and we shouldn't be afraid of it. We should have competent people, skilled people, looking at the debt with numbers, not with rhetoric and talking about task forces. Thank you.